Bye.
Hey everyone, what is up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amanda and I make lifestyle and college content on this YouTube channel. I hope you stick around. I hope you join the fam, join the squad. We would love to have you here and we would be happy to see you here. So as you can see by the title of today's video, it is a video that is a more serious, deeper manner or talk, and it's about mental health. And I really want to be an advocate for mental health. I want this channel to be an open space for people who are dealing with mental health and just feel like a safe space, honestly. And I want people to be able to relate to me and be able to really know me for me. Mental health is something that really is important in my life. I struggle with mental health and I think it's important to be open about it. And this isn't the first time that I'm open about it on my YouTube channel. I have many videos talking about my body image journey, my social anxiety story, my depression, everything. I'm very open about it, and I think more of us who have a platform, whether it be small like mine or big, or even if there's 100 people listening, I think it's really important to be open, raw, and have important conversations about what's going on in the world, how we're feeling, everything like that. So I thought I would make a little video talking about mental health and honestly why it shouldn't be taboo. That is something I really don't understand, why mental health is so taboo and why so many people don't want to talk about it, or when you bring it up they're like, shh, don't talk about it. I don't understand. So this video is going to be a video all about mental health, depression, anxiety, body image issues, ADD, and why mental health shouldn't be taboo. So if any of these trigger you, I totally understand. You can click off this video. I will see you in the next one. But if you're interested in learning a little bit more about me and learning about why I believe mental health shouldn't be taboo, keep on listening. So today I have a little setup here. So I have a coloring book and I have some markers, a coffee, and we're gonna color and chat. I love coloring and I haven't shown it enough on this channel, and I decided we're gonna color and chat. This video is a collab with my friend Michaela Renee, who does a lot of coloring videos on her channel, and she also does lifestyle videos, so y'all should go check her video out also. But without further ado, let's jump into it and color and talk. Okay, so this is a little bit hard of a setup. I have a camera on this side to kind of get the coloring book, that I have here for me to talk. I guess I can zoom it in. Yeah, this is the coloring book I have. It is called Love Yourself, and there are many affirmations in this coloring book. It's called the Good Vibes Coloring Book, Love Yourself, and every page has a different affirmation and every page has a different kind of coloring style, or some of them have flowers, some have leaves, all those fun things. So what I usually do is I literally just open the book, read the affirmation, and start coloring. So I can show you a few, like this one. This one says, the past does not define me. You are strong. Be happy every day. Be kind to yourself. So there's a lot of fun ones. So today we are coloring Be Positive. I think that's a really good one, and it's one that everyone can feel inside them and understand and kind of reciprocate into their own lives. So we're going to be coloring Be Positive. So I had a little kind of layout of how I wanted to structure this mental health video, because wanted it to be really good. I guess to start off, we'll talk about me, love that, and we'll talk about my kind of mental health journey. So I have been clinically diagnosed with depression, social anxiety, and ADD, and I also have body image issues. So that's a little bit about what I'm going through right now, and it's definitely difficult, and it's hard, especially when every day is a different day, and every day is a different struggle, and one of your mental illnesses shows more than the other. It's difficult. Yeah, it's hard to kind of focus on one when you're trying to focus on the other, and just sometimes it's really all over the place, truly, and it's hard. So for example, I have social anxiety. Social anxiety is when you get anxiety when you're in social situations, and when you're, I don't know, for example, in school, when you're having a presentation, or at work when you had to talk to more than 3 people at a time. People always ask me Amanda, how do you do YouTube if you have social anxiety? And that is a question that really annoys me, just because I've heard it so much, and I understand people don't understand. At first I would get really annoyed with the person, but then I'm like, maybe they just like don't know what social anxiety is. Maybe they don't understand what it means. Maybe they don't understand like what it actually is. Now like I understand more, and like I try and not get as like upset when people tell me like, oh, like you don't have social anxiety, you do YouTube. Like that's not how it is. Like right now I'm in my house completely alone. Like there's not one person in my house and I'm talking to a camera. No one, there's no actual social interaction. It's literally me by myself, and then I edit it and then I post it. So there's no social interaction through a YouTube video, other than the fact that like people will be watching it after and I can respond to comments, but it's just not the same. It's not an actual face-to-face social interaction. And that's why like it doesn't bother me. It doesn't make me anxious. There are some videos sometimes that like this one where I'm more vulnerable and stuff that I do get anxious to post it because I'm like, what are people gonna think? What are people gonna say? All those things. But at the end of the day, like it's not the same as like my actual social anxiety where I get nervous about what I look like, what people are gonna think I'm saying, talking to people, being around people, having to look a certain way in front of people, like having to act a certain way. Like I don't get that from YouTube because it's not a physical face-to-face interaction. It's literally my camera right here and a camera here and me talking to the camera where I should be looking here, not up there. But that's literally what YouTube is. And I feel like it's really difficult because I feel like people don't understand, or like people think I'm faking having social anxiety because I'm able to do YouTube. So yeah, it's just something that I feel like should be talked about more. And like some people think like social anxiety is just when you're shy, which is also really not the case. You can just be shy, and that's literally what I thought. I thought I was just shy and that like I needed to break out of my shell, and like that wasn't the case, obviously, because I think there's a difference between being shy and a difference between having a panic attack when you have to present, or crying, or feeling physically and mentally ill when you have to do something that involves social interaction. I think there's a difference between being shy and having social anxiety, and you can be both. You can have both, but I think labeling everyone that's shy as having social anxiety is where things kind of get mixed up in the middle. And I think there needs to be more like awareness around what social anxiety is, especially in schools with teachers. Like none of my teachers understood what social anxiety was, and like when I was actually like diagnosed with it, they still didn't understand. And I would bring like Google receipts that I saw on the internet, trying to explain it to them and like explain what it means, and like they just like didn't understand. At the time I was like really upset, and I was like, how do like my teachers not even understand what I'm going through, blah blah blah. But like now I've come to realize that like maybe we don't educate enough people on mental health and all the different mental health illnesses there are, because there are quite a few that don't see the day of light, or the light of day, or whatever the saying is. So I just think that like we as a society should be more open and talk more about all the various mental health illnesses there are, because so many of us go kind of unnoticed. And I know social anxiety is one that is pretty talked about more now, but like 5 years ago when I was in high school, like people like looked at me like I was crazy when I said I had social anxiety. They were like, you just don't want to present, you just don't want to do this. Like that's literally not the case. I wish I could stand in front of a room of 30 people and not literally feel like I'm about to throw up on everyone. Like I wish I was able to do that. And then everyone's like, oh, like you're in communications, like how are you social, like how are you anxious to speak in front of people? And it's just like, it's just hard to explain to people and like kind of get through their heads. Like, I don't know, this is how I am and this is what I'm going through. And I wish people were just like more accepting and then like understood it more, rather than we're like trying to figure out if I'm lying, if I'm doing this for attention. Like this video is clearly already all over the place. I'm sorry for that. That's what you get when you're just talking about mental health in like a candid setting. I just want it to be more open and raw and like vulnerable and like literally like not scripted, just me talking. So good luck to Amanda in the future when you're editing this, because I know it's going to be a pain. But yeah, that's like kind of like my social anxiety experience and like what I go through with social anxiety. And now if we kind of turn the page to my depression is something that a lot of more people are talking about, because a lot of more people are depressed, which is really unfortunate, but it's the case. And like it should be normalized and talked about, because it can really help people, can help save people's lives. It can really just be beneficial for us to discuss this. And yeah, so my depression kind of started in high school. Sometimes I think it started in elementary school, sometimes I think it didn't. I don't really know if I was depressed in elementary school or if I had cases that led to me being depressed in elementary school, but I always just felt like I didn't fit in. I went to predominantly white elementary and high school, so I never really felt like I fit in. I was also hiding my sexuality for a lot of my like high school years. I came out in grade 11, so like I knew since grade 7 that I was bisexual, but I hid it the whole time because going to an all-girls school, I was like, I cannot come out here. I can't. Like, people are gonna look at me weird. People are gonna think I'm in love with them, which some people did think that after I came out. And it was really like a stressful time, and I really did struggle with my sexuality, and that did add on to my depression. I also hated the way I looked. I hated the way I talked. I wish I looked like other people. I wish I could be other people. And it just, everything kept adding on to like one another. And I think I just hit a breaking point. And I did cause harm to myself in certain ways that we're not going to discuss openly on this platform, just because I don't want to really trigger anyone or give anyone ideas. So that was something that I also dealt with. And it wasn't something that I dealt with for too long, thankfully, because I did end up getting help. I think I started getting help in like when I was 16, 17 is when I got my first psychologist, and it was a good experience. I felt good talking to someone out loud about my feelings, so I would never do that. Instead, I would just hold it inside. And I remember like my breaking point was when I was in my room one night and I was really sad, and I was really like, I hate everything. And then all of a sudden I just saw black. Like I literally did not see anything in front of me. I couldn't see anything. And I just felt like I was in this like black hole. And I was like, what is happening? Like I've never felt this way. I've never dealt with this. Like what is happening? And that was my breaking point. That was when I was like, I need help. I need to do something. So yeah, I would regularly see a psychologist. Now I don't. I should get back into that because things are getting a little tough again. But yeah. And then I have body image issues, which I do openly talk about on this channel, and I just recently posted a video, so I'm not going to talk about that one in this video, but you can literally go down my channel, like I think it's like 3 videos ago or 2, and I really opened up about that. And then there is my ADD, which is something that I have trouble concentrating. So being in school, it's really tough to have ADD because people think like everyone has ADD. But like for me, like I can't concentrate like I can. And with online school, it's even worse because there's no one really looking at me, and none of my teachers require cameras on. And I love that because I am like socially awkward in front of people, and it does give me anxiety, like we said, because it's a social setting. So it's kind of like difficult because I'm like, oh, like I love not having my camera on because I don't want people to see me and I don't want to have that social pressure in class. But then I'm like, but also I don't concentrate properly. So it's like you win some and you lose some. Like that's how I feel about it. It's difficult to concentrate for me, and it's just like a hard time. So that's kind of like where I'm at with my ADD. I think ADD is more talked about too. People really mistake it with ADHD. I don't have ADHD. ADHD is when you're very hyper. I don't have that. I just have the attention it's called attention deficit disorder. So that's what I have. And the test to do that, the test to figure out if you have that was like 2 hours long, and it was like hard. It was definitely something that I was not expecting. There was like math questions on it. There was like memorization questions, all these things. Like I did not expect them to do that, but that's how you found out if you have ADD. So I did that. I have it. Something that is crazy to me is that for the memory factor, there's like a percentile. And 1 being you have really good memory, and 100 being you have really bad memory. And I was at 98, so I was like, wow, that's good. And not memory and like I can't remember things, it's memorization. So if, for example, I was in psychology at one point in college, and I switched programs, but I was in psychology and I had to memorize like 15 different mental illnesses, and I was like, I can't remember any. Like I could not do it. And I was like literally stressing, and like I was just stressing, and it was causing me to be like sick mentally, like, and physically sick because I couldn't memorize it. And being diagnosed after with ADD kind of like was a full circle moment in a way that like I was like, okay, so I'm not crazy. Like I'm not crazy. Like this is a thing. This is why I'm feeling this way. This is why I'm dealing with this. So it was really good to get tested for that and to really understand where I was coming from or like what was happening. So those are what my mental health journey is, or like what I'm personally dealing with. When I was like first kind of like noticing signs of me dealing with mental health issues and stuff, I was very scared to talk about it. Just because it was seen as like so taboo, and it was like, oh, don't talk about that, don't let people know this, don't let people know that about you, like people are gonna think you're crazy. So I never wanted to speak about it because I was always scared people were gonna think I'm crazy when I'm literally not crazy. Having a mental illness or being on a mental health journey does not mean you're crazy. It just means that you need some extra help and that you're going through something, and it's okay, and you should talk about it. But I really thought people were gonna think I was crazy just because that's what everyone was talking about on either social media or in person. People were like, oh my god, like I would hear people in the hallway like, oh my god, did you hear like this person's depressed? Like she doesn't even have it that bad, or like I wonder like why she's depressed, or like what's wrong with her. Like those are the things I would constantly hear in my like the hallways or on TV or on like TV shows or social media or YouTube and things like that. And it really like stressed me out because I was like, oh my god, people are gonna think I'm crazy if I ever speak about this. And then I kind of just kept it to myself. And then one day, these two girls at school who at the time I was really upset with ended up telling on me, saying that like they saw things I was doing to myself and that I didn't look happy, and like I would post online about how I wasn't happy, and they told on me. Then the school ended up telling my parents, and I was super freaking pissed at that time. I was like, how could they do this to me? How could they tell on me? How could someone go behind my back and tell on me, blah blah. And then like nowadays I wish I could just like thank them for that, because it really did help me in the long run. And now I realize that. At the time I didn't, but I'm happy to like be able to say like I realized that I needed help and I couldn't give it to myself, so someone else tried to help me, and I thank them for that. So I don't think they're watching this. I don't think they watch my YouTube channel, but if that is you, hello, thank you for helping me when I didn't want it. But yeah, so that's kind of why I was scared to talk about it, because it was always like, don't talk about this, people are gonna think you're crazy. And that kind of leads into why I think it shouldn't be taboo. I think it shouldn't be taboo because people are dealing with it. Not just one or two people, like a lot of people are dealing with this. And sometimes people are really too scared to talk about it, and they end up doing things that could either cost their life, or they end up shutting out every single person in their life and living in misery and living in pain and living in hurt. And it really saddens me that people are feeling this way and that people are going through this alone. And I wish it wasn't taboo. Everyone deals with mental health, whether it be good or bad. Like it's literally like your own physical health. Like you're either in good physical health or you're not in good physical health and you need help. And I feel like we should think the same way about mental health, because at the end of the day, like we all deal with something in our mental health. And it shouldn't be so taboo because, like I just said, everyone deals with it. And I don't know why people are shy to speak about it, or why people don't speak about it enough. It just like really frustrates me. I just like, yeah, I really wish it was not taboo. And I think that like we need to be more open about it. We need to talk about it more because everyone deals with it. And at the end of the day, like if me speaking about this on my YouTube channel with my platform of 7,000 people can have an impact on one person and can make one people realize that maybe they do need that extra push or they do need some help, then my work here is done. Like, I don't know. I feel like we just need to talk about it more. And like, if I was able to grow up seeing someone talk about mental health issues and body image issues and all these things when I was like 14 years old, like I would have loved that. And I wish I had that, but I didn't. Now there's more people that are openly talking about it, which is amazing. And I love that. I just like wish I had that. So I want to be that person for someone. So I don't think it should be taboo. I think you should talk about mental health. I don't think it should be something that is like silenced. And I don't know if this YouTube video is going to be demonetized because a lot of my mental health videos and my LGBT plus videos are demonetized, which I don't care about the money. I want my message to get across, but the fact that YouTube thinks that this is not okay content to be shown on the internet, or that not everyone should be able to see this type of content, feels like I am being silenced in a way, and that mental health is not being put at the forefront, because whether you're 10 years old or whether you're 50 years old, you could be dealing with mental health issues, and the fact that YouTube can silence it or like put like an age bracket on it for some things really does disturb and make me mad. My main goal is to get my message out and to help at least one person. So if it's demonetized, it's demonetized. If it's age restricted, it's even worse, and I'll be pissed. And I just don't like the feeling of being silenced, and I don't think a topic like this should be silenced. And yeah, I'm just gonna color this one last thing, and then I'm gonna be done the coloring segment, because we're going to end off this video, because I definitely did chat a lot, and I definitely did say a lot of different things. Right now this video is at like 20 minutes. Okay, so on my Instagram I asked people to kind of like let me know why they think why they think mental health shouldn't be taboo and it should be talked about. And I also said that only answer if you're comfy with your name being in a video, because I will pop up the thing here. So my friend Chanel said, we all have mental health, whether it's in a good place or a bad place, so why ignore it? And that is exactly what I was saying before. Like, we all struggle with mental health, whether it be a good way or a bad way. And everyone has mental health, just like you have physical health, so why ignore it? And then she also said, often mental health is only spoken of when it's bad, whereas it's part of overall health. Exactly like I was saying, like people always like think like, you have mental health issues, like you're crazy, like it's a bad thing. And it's not a bad thing, because so many people struggle with it. I guarantee you, one person in your family struggles with it. I guarantee you that favorite celebrity that you have struggles with mental health. And I don't think it should be a closed off topic. I really don't think it should be. My friend Cam said, because seeing a therapist is very beneficial and not something to be shameful of. And I 100% agree. Like, I literally told you guys, I used to see a therapist, and I probably should get a new one. And I don't think therapy is a bad thing. I think it's very powerful and strong of someone to like realize like, oh, I might need some help, and to go get the help. Like, I think that is such an incredible thing, and I think it's such a powerful move to do. And I commend anyone who goes to get the help that they need, because not everyone can do that. And last, my friend Amanda said, because everyone goes through it and it makes us feel alone when not talked about. And that is something that I also was discussing in this video. Like, when I was growing up and going through these things, no one was talking about it. So I felt like I was the only one, and I felt like I was crazy, and I felt like there's something wrong with me. And the fact that like no one was talking about it made me feel even more crazy. So that is why I want to talk about it. That is why I want to be open about it and discuss how I'm feeling and discuss different things around mental health. And I really do hope that you guys got something out of this video, and I do hope that you guys appreciate this video and can feel something from it. And whether it be you who's suffering from mental health issues, or whether it be someone you know, please get some help, or please help out whoever that may be, because at the end of the day, our mental health is really important, and it feels good to be happy, and it feels good to be in a good mental state. And while I might always have depression, and I might always have social anxiety and ADD, I can get them under control now, because I got the help that I needed, and I was able to kind of like learn tricks and tips and advice of how to like overcome what I'm feeling. Yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to this video. I know it's very all over the place, but I really do appreciate it, and I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to me below. Do not forget to go check out Michaela's video. I will link it down in the description. If you're new here, I do make lifestyle and college content and occasional mental health videos. So if you're interested in any of those topics, please subscribe to me below. I would love to help more people, and I would love to get my message out and just erase the stigma and erase the tabooness of mental health and so many other things that are going on in the world. So thank you guys once again, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.